Back to our NFL quarterbacks conversation in just a matter of moments. We'll be talking about, among others, Justin Fields. But going to his college conference, a fascinating expansion idea from the Big Ten seems to be picking up steam. The Big Ten pondering a plan to expand the college football playoff to 24 or even 28 teams. The idea would be to eliminate conference title games and offer a large number of automatic bids to the 4 power leagues. So I was on a flight that got diverted on Saturday. I had a lot of time to spend reading Pete Thamel's reporting on all of this, and I immediately texted the producers of Get Up and I said, I need Heather's stat Monday morning to explain that. Heather, I want you to explain to me, like I'm a 6-year-old child, how exactly this would work, where college football, a sport that up until a few years ago had a 2-team playoff, might be looking at a playoff that could have as many as 28 teams in it.
Well, Grady, first, I spoke with a lot of people around college football this weekend about this, and everyone I spoke to in and out of the Big Ten stressed that this is an idea that is in its infancy. As a matter of fact, one person in the Big Ten said that their head coaches had not even been formally presented the idea yet, and the Power 4 commissioners are expected to meet in person to talk about this more in the coming weeks. And it's important to know that they've got to have buy-in from all of the commissioners, because they are talking about eliminating conference championship games, which even those in the Big Ten will acknowledge is a huge obstacle. Not impossible, but it is one of the biggest obstacles in terms of making this happen. And I talked to multiple CFP sources, and a lot of people, everyone pretty much, was surprised by this. And not everyone enjoyed being surprised by this. I talked to one person who said, we look like petulant children throwing spaghetti at the wall, and didn't seem to believe this was a viable option. So there's a lot of discussions that have to take place, but from the Big Ten's perspective, they think this could be a fun mini March Madness type of event with playing games that would enhance the regular season. And the Big Ten, a source told me, they're willing to do whatever it takes to study it.
And so just very quickly, the structure of it, for those who didn't read the stories over the weekend, am I understanding this correctly? The Big Ten and the SEC would get 7 teams each into this playoff?
That's right. 7 teams each, and then the Big 12 and the ACC would have, I want to say, 5 off the top of my head. There would be 2 guaranteed spots for the group of 5 conferences, 2 more at-large bids.
And a lot of the games would be played on campuses and all that sort of thing. So there's a million things. And to Heather's point, we are not in a world where they're voting on this tomorrow and it might become a reality. But I thought it was such a massive transformation. And we go from a sport where there was basically no postseason for most of my lifetime and most over 100 years of history, to a place where all of a sudden it would be March Madness. That's exactly what it would be. So I just want quick, off the top of your head thoughts from my group. Dan, would you like to see something like this in college football or not?
No, it's one of the dumbest things I've heard in relation to college football in the past couple of years.
Why?
The person who said it's like a mini March Madness, you don't play the games. It doesn't feel like basketball. You get destroyed in football. Number 2, are we just going to put all the conference in? Like, can the whole SEC group get in together? The 7th team in the Big 10 last year was Minnesota, 8-5. Really good program, all that stuff. But we're going to put them in a playoff now to play teams that have 1 loss. How many games are we playing? When does the season end? Are these 18 to 22-year-olds going to play 16, 17, 18 games? This is absurd to me.
Yeah, I actually like it because look, what do we like about March Madness? Everyone has a chance. And to me, if you have more competitive regular season games because you know that you're going to get into the postseason, that makes more college football more competitive early. So
I think the games would be less competitive in the regular season.
No,
they don't matter more.
But you're going to play more difficult.
They might schedule better games, is what Mike T is trying to say. Look, the bottom line of it is this. College football, if throughout its history, basically the playoffs start in August, right? I mean, every single game feels like a playoff game. There are games every weekend you have to watch. That has been the beauty of the sport for as long as it has existed. And that would be my biggest fear, is that we would lose that if we were to go to something. That was my concern.
It diminishes the regular season, right?
Yeah.
The good part is I think the NCAA is finally done punishing Michigan, so they'll have a lot more time to figure it out.
You're calling that punishment?
Well said. All right, Heather, outstanding work. Keep on top of this for us. We will come back to you if there is anything new on it, but I knew you would explain it to us well, and you did. And if your children are throwing spaghetti against the wall, you got a whole other level of pop. Okay, let's get back to the NFL here and get a couple more quarterback topics in. Same face, new place, the Jets. Justin Fields, Dan, he struggled the other night against the Giants. Talk to me.
Yeah, I was disappointed with what I saw at Justin Fields. Just didn't see coverage that seems relatively basic when it comes to pre-snap and post-snap. Forced the football. Again, physically playing slow. Like, the thing that I've wanted to see from Justin over the past 2 or 3 years is just getting rid of the football faster, physically. And it feels like so long to throw the football. I'm not overreacting because I believe the offense is as basic as it can get right now because it's the preseason and they're not deploying his athleticism. But I was disappointed with the way he played.
This team is going to have to win running the football with a lot of different running backs, playing great defense. It's going to set back offense. It's not going to be what people want to see. It's not going to be what people are used to seeing in the NFL these days. But that is what the Jets want to do, and they should be able to win games running an offense that might belong in the 1950s.
But that's what good coaching is. What do we have this year to give ourselves the best chance to be successful? I'm not saying it was perfect by any stretch, but I think that's exactly what their mindset is. Like, our strength is offensive line and running the ball, and Justin Fields will be complimentary.
That's why I don't think two things. You can't overreact right now because they're not doing anything to give him this is his greatest strength advantage. Utilizing his athleticism will be a massive part of their offense, and we just don't know what it's going to look like because their new offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand, comes from Detroit, and we don't know how it's going to look.
Whatever. I'm sorry.
They're also not going to show you.
Correct. So
in the second preseason game.
In the regular season, they could run him 10 times a game. It can look very different.
I know, but some of these throws, Dan, are throws that it feels like he should be able, regardless of what the offense is, he's throwing the ball 5 yards short of the receiver.
Yes.
Who's only standing 8 yards away.
Yes.
So
like, there's no question. And that's why
it was a discouraging performance, is what I'm trying to say.
And the reality, like, when it comes to the Jets win-loss, they can't get down.
Am I wrong?
Points.
I mean, I'm watching this game like, what the hell is this?
He's all exasperated about this.
Well, there was no other way to feel.
It was disappointing.
Wait, Grady, context, like 1 minute we were just talking about the postseason with college football. We're not even in the regular season yet, and you got your consternation going.
Well, I would describe myself as concerned. Yes, I would be, because, I mean, that was, look, here's why. Because all of the things people have told you need to worry about. Look, I've been a Justin Fields. Anyone who watches this show knows I have been his biggest fan, his biggest supporter, his biggest believer. I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. But everything that people have told you he's bad at was on full display in the very limited time that we saw him on Saturday night.
I can't argue it. I can't argue it. It was not good in all aspects of the throwing element of the position. There was a lot of struggle there, yes.
I'm going to make myself feel better by saying the Giants' defense is the 85 Bears. and that's why, and they're going to make a lot of quarterbacks.
You just can't fall down
like
by
this.
10. If you fall down by 10, Jets,
we got a real problem.